I have just found an incredible, this is so 80s, a beautiful white Nissan Bluebird. Very unusual to see stuff like this at shows. And I'm here with Irfan. This is actually not your car, this is your dad's car. Tell us about this car.
Yeah, we've had this car for about 3-4 years in our ownership. We bought it off a private collector, and he had about 16 cars. And the only reason he sold it is because he's extending his garage, and he had to lose 3 cars. So he had this, the Capri Tickford, and the BMW 200. So as soon as I found that out, I snapped this up straight away.
Why did your dad want this car?
Memories, I guess, good memories. And back in the 90s, he bought one which was about 2 years old, and we remember the family trips to Blackpool and Wales and all the seaside. And yeah, he just brought memories back, and he just wanted, and that's why we.
It's incredible to relive that memory, isn't it? Has it been restored?
No, it's totally factory fresh. Nothing's been changed on it. This is how we purchased it, and this is how it's going to stay. Everything's all original, factory original.
And how easy is it to maintain it, to get parts and stuff like that for it?
Parts, I'm part of I'm admin in fact, of the Nissan Bluebird Owners Club on Facebook. So we've got a good crowd of people there that we can get parts off. It also, they've been used in banger racing as well, so the parts that they don't need, they flog off to the club, so we can purchase it from there.
This is not one for banger racing, that's for sure. How much is something like this worth today?
I'd say approximate value between 15 and 20,000 maybe.
That's incredible when you think that back in the day, not so long ago, I remember you could pick these up for £1,500 or so.
Probably cheaper than that, I think. I remember, yeah.
And you talked about the nostalgia, about being able to go down that journey of reliving a car that you used to own, which is fantastic. Talking of that, I used to own an E30 325, which I really miss, and I really wish that one day maybe I should own another one. But interestingly enough, you have one.
I have, yeah, and here it is, 325 Sport. It's a genuine Sport, but I've upgraded it slightly, so it's South African 325 IS. Since 2007, full nut and butt restoration. So when I bought it, it needed a lot of work doing, and it took me 10 years to build.
So is it modified extensively then?
It is, but to a factory spec. So the engine's been stripped out, bored out to 2.7 using the 2.7 ETA crank, 320 con rods, high compression pistons, mounted to a dogleg gearbox, and 535 airflow and injection system.
And why the South African spec?
I wanted a 325 Sport, but something different, and always wanted a 2.7 engine. So South African didn't get an M3, so they had the 2.7, and I was just attracted to the South African spec.
I've always thought that the 325 or the straight 6 engine was actually better than an M3. What do you reckon?
Silky and smooth, and they are beautiful. Yeah, this one's slightly more aggressive. Even though I've got a cousin who's got a 325i Sport, and that is, as you said, they are silky. This one's more aggressive, and it's got the more power. It's got the grunt.
You've got some accessories. You've got an old cell phone in there as well. Does that work?
It switches on, but because of the SIM and issues with the SIM, it doesn't. You can't connect, but it switches on. You can dial numbers on it.
How often do you get to drive these two cars?
Not a lot, probably twice a year, and take it to local shows.
Shows like this. Irfan, it's been an absolute pleasure to meet you. 2 wonderful cars. Thanks for bringing them along, and enjoy the show.
You too. Have a good day. Thank you.
A big shout out and thanks to Jay Williams over at Air Technic, who are top tier sponsors of Brown Car Guy. Check them out at Air Technic Co UK for exhausts, brakes, suspension and body kits. Plus our other major sponsor, Nayagen Solutions. Much appreciation also to tier 4 sponsors, Muhammad Ali Humaid, Tom Conway Gordon and Reza Adil. And of course all these other guys who supporting on Patreon. Brown Car Guy is eternally grateful. Hey, think about joining them over at Patreon.com Brown Car Guy. If you can't, don't worry. Just make sure you're subscribing to the YouTube channel and website. Plus follow on social media by searching for Brown Car.